ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Much needed help may be on the way for San Diegans. Tonight, Congress passed a $900 billion coronavirus relief package. That includes another round of stimulus checks for many Americans. Good evening, I'm Lindsay Pena.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. That stimulus bill now ahead to the president's desk for his signature. As ABC's Marcia Gonzalez reports, the White House says those checks could arrive in the next week.
With long lines at food banks across the country and so many Americans struggling, Congress finally passing a much-needed, long-delayed COVID relief package.
It's not too little too late. It's directly targeted at exactly what the country needs right now.
The $900 billion bill, one of the most expensive in history, includes a one-time payment of $600 for individuals making up to $75,000 a year. A family of four stands to receive $2,400. Those stimulus checks will be the first financial relief to Americans since March and are expected to start going out next week.
I personally think it's long past due. $600 isn't going to help a lot of the average Americans just trying to get by.
The bill also adds $300 weekly federal unemployment benefits, provides nearly $300 billion in aid for small businesses, and includes nearly $9 billion for distributing vaccines. More than 500,000 people in this country have already received the first dose of Pfizer's vaccine, including President-elect Joe Biden.
I'm doing this to demonstrate that people should be prepared when it's available to take the vaccine. There's nothing to worry about.
Moderna's vaccine now going out across the country as well, as this country breaks yet another alarming record. More than 115,000 Americans are now hospitalized with COVID-19, adding strain to already overwhelmed hospitals, including in Southern California, where some ICUs are at capacity.
When you get up to the ICU, you feel like you're almost getting into like a war zone.
And in New York, several airlines approving the governor's request to require passengers to be tested for COVID-19 before boarding flights from the UK. This as a new, possibly highly contagious mutation of the virus spreads in that country.
Early estimates indicate this variant that's led to a lockdown in the UK could be as much as 70% more contagious than the original strain. But not all scientists agree and say more research is needed. Experts also believe vaccines are likely effective against this mutation. Marcia Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And San Diego's new mayor, Todd Gloria, responded to the bill passing tonight, saying, in part, I am encouraged that Congress took a step to provide much needed relief for families, renters, healthcare providers, and small businesses. But I do remain deeply troubled by the lack of fiscal support for local and state governments. He went on to say that Congress and the new administration needs to act fast and that he will keep fighting for San Diegans.
Let these people get back to work and be safe, take care of their employees, take care of their customers, and open up in a safe manner.
Calls for freedom and reopening. Hundreds of people rallied in the East County demanding they be allowed to make a living. ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Purra has more on the growing frustration as the state deals with rising COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations.
Sky 10 flew over the event at Centennial Plaza in El Cajon Monday. The group, Reopen San Diego, organized what they called the All I Want for Christmas is Freedom rally. They want businesses and schools fully reopened.
People are just frustrated with the response of their government and their government going too far and being inconsistent.
State Senator Brian Jones was one of the elected officials that spoke at the rally, along with Congressman Darrell Issa and El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells. Jones, like many at the rally, believe businesses can reopen safely.
Get the government out of the way and let these people get back to work and be safe, take care of their employees, take care of their customers, and open up in a safe manner.
The call to reopen comes at a time when COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are climbing. Dr. Michelle Ritter, an infectious disease specialist at UC San Diego Medical Center and a director of the COVID-19 clinic, says the community should be focused on controlling the spread of the virus and not taking any chances.
While there's the economic hardships on one hand and keeping businesses open, we are seeing life and death situations daily right now. The patients who are getting sick right now are getting very sick.
She says the concern is as hospitals and ICUs fill up, resources will be stretched thin.
You can only tax a medical center so much before things start to give a little bit. And we are definitely at the breaking point right now. Some hospitals have already reached that. Our ability to keep the people who would do okay with COVID, our ability to keep everyone as healthy as possible is going to be challenged if we don't have the equipment, if we don't have the resources to take care of those who would have made it otherwise. And that's pretty darn scary.
Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
San Diego's stay-at-home order has now been in place for 2 weeks and is currently at the center of a bitter legal battle over whether to let restaurants serve food on site. There's only 1 week left for that current order, but today, Governor Gavin Newsom said it's almost guaranteed to be extended.
Based upon all the data and based upon all these trend lines, it's very likely, based on those current trends, that we'll need to extend that stay-at-home order.
The order is based on ICU capacity. At least 15% of beds need to be available across several Southern California counties before that order can be lifted. To date, ICU capacity across our region, it remains at 0%.
And here are the latest coronavirus numbers. The county reported more than 3,200 new cases today, bringing our total to nearly 130,000 cases. 3 new deaths were also reported. More than 1,200 San Diegans have died from the virus.
A second coronavirus vaccine is now in San Diego and will soon be a shot of hope for thousands of San Diegans. The county received the Moderna vaccine today and is sending those doses to healthcare facilities around San Diego. Rady Children's Hospital got its first shipment of the Moderna vaccine today and its second shipment of the Pfizer vaccine. The hospital will start giving its employees the Moderna vaccine starting tomorrow morning. And a good sign here in San Diego, nursing home patients are now getting vaccinated. Today, this is Carlos Alegre. He was vaccinated at the Birch Patrick Skilled Nursing Facility at Sharp Chula Vista. He is believed to be the first nursing home patient in San Diego to get the vaccine.
The next time this occurs supposedly is going to be in 60 years, and some of us won't be here. So I wanted to really experience this 100%.
A rare sighting that hasn't been seen since the 12th century. Jupiter and Saturn aligning tonight, lighting up the sky in what's nicknamed the Christmas star. ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala shows us how some San Diegans viewed this once-in-a-lifetime event.
You know, we have a lot of beautiful things around us. We should really experience all the things that we have.
As night fell on the first day of winter, San Diegans made their way outside to look up at the sky and watch this.
It was spectacular.
The bright side is Jupiter and Saturn appearing closely aligned. The conjunction happens about every 20 years, but for us to actually see the planets this close is very rare.
The last time it was visible that was this close, you're talking back in the 1200s.
I'm blessed to be able to see something like this in my lifetime.
While the spectacular sight was visible with the naked eye by looking southwest an hour after sunset, telescopes really enhanced the view, giving many people unforgettable memories.
You can see Jupiter, you can see Saturn and its rings, the moons on Jupiter. This is something that doesn't happen very frequently, so we should take advantage of it and, be able to respect something like this.
And many did take advantage of the opportunity. Crowds flocked to Mount Soledad to get an unobstructed view of the sky. Many people eager to be out, but most keeping the pandemic in mind.
I would have driven 3 times as far, maybe 4. 100% worth it. Everyone seems to be kind of far apart from each other. Everyone's wearing their masks. It's nice. So that's good. I'm glad that everyone's having a good time, being safe, being smart.
And if you missed it Monday night, don't worry too much. NASA says Jupiter and Saturn will still look pretty impressive in the night sky for a few more days.
It was great to kind of, all of us unite on one common thread, which was Jupiter and Saturn.
Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
The county says a dangerous bacterial outbreak has been reported in dogs, mostly in the Hillcrest and Mission Hills area. Leptospirosis is an infectious disease caused by a bacteria and can be transmitted through animals' urine or other bodily tissues. Since October, the County Health and Human Service Agency says 34 confirmed or probable cases have been documented locally. Several dogs were hospitalized and at least one was euthanized. Some contracted the disease at boarding kennels and dog parks. Dr. Jonathan Chapman, the Director of Veterinary Education at the San Diego Humane Society, says one preventative measure is to limit your dog's contact with contaminated water.
Some ways that you can prevent your dog from contracting this disease would be to prevent your dog from drinking from unknown waterways, such as those water bowls that are set out for dogs to drink from.
He says animals can also become infected when drinking from puddles, rivers, or ocean water. There are many symptoms, including fever and muscle weakness. The disease can spread from animals to humans, especially through broken skin. But there is a vaccine available for dogs. Dr. Chapman says consult with your veterinarian for more information.
New tonight, police have arrested one person in connection to the El Cajon police officer who was hit and dragged by a car last week. Officers say that yesterday they arrested 28-year-old Kiani Flores from Los Angeles in Oakhurst. Flores was in the passenger seat when the driver, David Pangilinan, dragged Officer Nick Cirillo with his car. Cirillo was released from the hospital over the weekend. Pangilinan is still at large. Then there is an active felony warrant for his arrest, and police say he is a danger to the public. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.